All right, let's jump right into this, boys. Today we're breaking down a full 30 days of jump rope, going from straight up pain to serious progression. It's brutal, incredibly humbling, but man, it's super rewarding. We're following this dude who went from being an absolute cardio hater to a legit jump rope enthusiast. So if you've ever even thought about picking up a jump rope to boost your conditioning, you're going to want to lock in and pay attention. This 30-day journey is packed with totally unexpected hurdles and some massive breakthroughs. Day 1 was a painful reality check. Our guy bought a weighted jump rope thinking he'd just bang out a nice, easy cardio session. Yeah, it felt way more like combat sports. He literally whipped himself 47 times in a single day. And if you've never felt it, a weighted rope smacking your shin bone is a very specific, sharp kind of pain. Massive wake-up call right out the gate. The expectation was effortless skipping, just gliding along like a pro, never gassing out. The reality, incredibly grim. Jump 1, rope smacks his feet. Jump 2, smacks him again. He finally strings a few together, and his lungs basically filed for divorce after exactly 30 seconds, for real. He woke up the next day feeling like his lungs had packed their bags and moved out of his body. To put this in perspective, this dude was strong. He was super focused on building strength and could easily bang out 18 strict pull-ups. But basic cardiovascular conditioning? Completely non-existent. 5 minutes of cardio was an absolute tap-out scenario for him. It really shows that muscular strength and cardio endurance are completely different beasts. By day 2, the physical toll was undeniable. You'd probably guess the soreness would be in the calves and ankles, right? Makes total sense. But the surprise soreness was the real red flag. His shoulders were absolutely burning, his forearms were incredibly tight, and his upper back was aching. This full-body pain revealed a major flaw. Terrible form puts massive strain on completely unexpected muscle groups. Let's move into section 1, diagnosing the flaws, days 3 to 5. So our guy actually reviewed his own video and realized he was making 3 massive beginner mistakes. First up, those burning shoulders came from helicoptering his entire arms. The fix? Keep the arms still and drive the rotation entirely from the wrists. Second, he was jumping 6 inches off the ground like he was trying to dunk a basketball, just to avoid the painful whip of the rope. The real fix? Tiny 1-inch hops, barely leaving the floor. And finally, he was using an unmeasured rope that was way too long, causing it to bounce right back into his shins. He swapped it out for a properly sized rope where the handles reached his armpits when he stood on the middle of it. Naturally, to fix all this, he fell down a huge YouTube tutorial rabbit hole. Suddenly, he had this massive mental checklist. Elbows at sides, rotate wrists, jump on balls of feet, look forward, breathe rhythmically, engage the core. Trying to process all 7 of these cues at the exact same time led to total analysis paralysis. He's standing there stressing about his wrist position, and tripping before the rope even makes a single revolution. But here's where it takes a really fascinating kind of counterintuitive turn. Exhaustion actually defeated the overthinking. Around days 9 to 12, he just decided to stop thinking entirely, just warm up and bounce. And ironically, it was only when his brain finally shut up, because he was simply too tired to overthink, that his body found a natural, unforced rhythm. Boom. He suddenly realized he'd been jumping for over a minute straight without even noticing. His body just figured out what his brain had been overcomplicating. On to section 2, the mental battle, days 13 to 17. So just when the basic bounce was actually feeling good, and he graduated from embarrassingly bad to mediocre, a new challenge pops up. He decides to try the alternate foot style. You know, that running in place technique that looks so smooth and effortless online? It instantly threw him right back to the frustration of day 1. He couldn't string 10 jumps together. It resulted in what we can only call the failed moonwalk. On the rare occasion he did get a streak going, his timing was so bad it literally caused him to drift forward across the room involuntarily. He was just shuffling forward, totally out of control, purely because he was too stubborn to stop his hard-earned streak. Which brings us to the single most pivotal day of the entire challenge, day 18. This is the magic milestone. This is where the biggest breakthrough of the whole 30 days finally happened. Desperate for a fix to this alternate foot struggle, he stumbled onto a piece of advice in an app tutorial that honestly sounded completely insane. Stop looking at the rope. Look at the wall. His brain was screaming at him that jumping blind was totally wrong. How do you know when to jump if you can't see the rope cross your feet? But he forced himself to do it for 10 minutes straight, and then suddenly it clicked. The rhythm stopped being visual and became internal. He could actually feel the rope passing rather than needing to see it. That was the absolute key to unlocking the alternate foot style. Section 3, the ultimate payoff. Days 25 to 30. Once he cleared that mental hurdle of trying to visually track the rope, his progression just skyrocketed. Think back to the sheer scale of this cardio journey. Remember day 1? Gassing out, feeling like his lungs died at the 30-second mark, then breaking through to 1 minute, then mastering the alternate foot style for 2 to 3 minutes. By day 30, he was successfully jumping for 10 continuous minutes. He lost weight, looked more toned, and honestly, the most important part, he was actually having fun, which is a whole lot more than he could say for just staring at a wall while running on a treadmill. And here's a massive takeaway for anyone who prefers strength training. Better cardio conditioning makes every single workout better. Remember those 18 pull-ups from earlier? Because his jump rope conditioning improved so much, he found he wasn't gassing out on his final sets of calisthenics anymore. His recovery time between exercises dropped dramatically. Plus, a jump rope literally just slides right into your backpack. Good luck trying to do that with a treadmill. Section 4, Gear Breakdown, the cross rope advantage. Now, we definitely need to talk about the actual tools that made this specific progression possible. The cross rope is a weighted system with interchangeable ropes, and it was absolutely vital for him. The 1-pound heavy rope moves slower, which literally forces you to feel the timing. This heavier rope basically saved him on day 1 when he couldn't find his rhythm at all. Then you have the 1/4-pound light rope. Once his technique was totally dialed in, this fast rope was perfect for building up that daily speed and endurance. Being able to switch weights kept the workouts fresh and made his progress feel super tangible. But it wasn't just the physical ropes doing the heavy lifting. The companion crossrope app completely gamified the whole experience. It tracks your jumps, your calories, your time, the whole shebang. In fact, our source noted that using the app resulted in a 20% higher calorie burn compared to just jumping aimlessly in the driveway. With over 2,500 guided workouts, community challenges, and even an AI trainer that builds routines based on your personal goals, it provided a level of structure that a basic $5 beginner rope just simply lacks. Which leaves us with one final question that you really have to ask yourself. Are you ready to struggle? Because the reality of this 30-day journey is that those first 17 days will absolutely check your ego. You're going to trip, your shins are going to hurt, and you are going to feel embarrassingly uncoordinated. But as we've seen today, when you finally hit that day 18 breakthrough, when you stop overthinking, look at the wall, and just feel that internal rhythm click into place, it makes every single second of that suffering worth it. So after seeing the harsh reality of the pain and the incredible ultimate payoff, are you willing to pick up the rope and take that first painful step?